What is up, everybody? Eber42 here, back with some more Madden 16 MUT coin making tips for you guys. We are into the most feared week before Halloween weekend. We got these new bundles yesterday. You get 7 most feared packs, legend packs. So these things have a Legends player or collectible, 5 gold or elite players, a mix of 4 other team items, and a guaranteed most feared item. So these packs are fire. If you guys do spend money on packs, this is one of the most exciting packs that I've seen. I already bought a most feared bundle. That was kind of my budgeted money for most feared, but I might buy one of these tomorrow. I might cave and do one tonight. I'm not sure quite yet, but these things look awesome. So looking at the legend stuff, a lot of those, collectibles, the lowest you're really looking at is like 10K on those, but even if you get a badge it's like 20K. That's probably where you're looking on average, is like 20K for those legends items, but you could hit a player that's worth like 400K, which is awesome. And then with the most feared stuff, a lot of those collectibles are really cheap now, so you're gonna miss if you hit any of those. But the gold players are still going for, I just watched a bunch of them sell for 17.5, so they're still up there in price quite a bit, and those elites are still fire. And then you get that topper if you do buy the bundle. Wanted to do a quick sneak peek. Boom, if you sneak over to bundles here, you guys can see there's also a 12 BCA pack bundle available. So if anyone's out there trying to finish off the Eric Berry set or the Larry Fitz set, this has both set 1 and set 2 players in it. I haven't done analysis of what these BCA players are going for since kind of the BCA hype ended and the most feared hype started, but I did see this in here, and I wanted to point out that it looks like EA is doing just a ton of bundles this year. I could pick up 3 bundles right now, and this is going to expire at the same time this did. So keep an eye on this to make sure there's not multiple bundles going on and multiple areas that you guys should be looking at making coins in. So because of this, last Friday I told you guys flip those collectibles while they were on their way down. I ended up buying like 100 of the gold ones and selling them. I'm going to have a video up on YouTube showing what I bought them for and what I sold them for. But long story short, I made about 100,000 coins doing that on Friday night in about 2 hours. With the new bundles, I've been looking a lot at legend stuff. So if we go into my bids, I don't have a lot going on right now, but this has been filled up, with all sorts of legend items. And if we go over into my auctions, you can see I've sold a porter for 25. I sold another one for 29. I've actually bought and sold 4 of these week 2 porter collectibles. To give you guys an idea, I paid 17.5, 6.2, 20.2, 20, and 17.25. So I guess I bought 5 of them, and I sold 4 of them for 29, and I had to sell one for 25.5. But I guess I could have sold that one for 29 because it was posted the same time. So there's a lot of good flips available in these legends, and you get a pretty decent coin value out of them. So what I'm doing for those is go to MUT Head and pick a couple players or items that you want to focus on within here, and then I'm going into legends and I'm just sorting by team. So for instance, we'll go to the Steelers. Bam. And then in here you can see, all these porter items. I believe Porter's the only Steelers player. So, and I know these are all going for about 30K, 25, 30K, somewhere in there. So that's why you want to go to MUT Head, so you have an idea of what these are selling for, how much you want to bid on them, and how much you think they're selling for. A couple of these are really cheap right now. Go see if those are some snipes. Oh, there's some Dawson items in here too, so watch out for those. If you're looking at this, I hope I didn't bid on any Dawson items just now. Porter, no, it looks good. But you can go in here, you can look at the Buccaneers in here. They got Barber and Brooks. So you see there's a lot of good bids going on in these right now. I don't know what Brooks is going for. I haven't been focusing on him. But the Barber items are still going for a ton. I did pick up one of the 1999s. I paid like 20K for this and sold it for 75K, so that was a really nice flip for me. But I'll just kind of troll through here, maybe look at the next hour or two for each team, and see, where you want to place some bids. Fill up your bid area a little bit with some items out of here. Scroll through whatever teams you want to go through. So I was looking at Elway, Davis, Brown, Porter, and Barber specifically because I haven't done any of those sets. So if I wound up with all the collectibles for really cheap, I could just finish one of them off. But whatever you want to focus on, go. If you want to get an idea, the newer ones are always going to be more expensive than the older ones. So if you go over to items, over to sets, head on down to legends. So Pace, Neal, Green, Barber, those are going to be the most expensive ones. All the way on down to, the thing to pay attention to is these dates down here. This player's items come out of packs October 3rd. You can see on the bottom of Joe Horn. So we're looking at the 27th today. So these guys are not in packs, not in packs, not in packs. So Walter Jones and up is where I would focus. These guys are going to be the cheapest guys to flip. Elways are going for like 8 to 10K a piece, these collectibles, so these are pretty cheap. Davis is still going for like 15. Browns are like 10. Porters are 30. Barbers are between 40, 50, 60. A lot of these I'm not even focusing on, just because I already have guys I like here, and they are extremely expensive, and there's more competition in the really newer ones. So get in here, make some coins on those. What I found is that there wasn't really quite enough to entice me for a full hour or two to stick around and bidding on just those legends collectibles themselves. So what I did to supplement that is went into auctions, auction house. We're going to stay in the Legends program. We're going to sort by name, and we're going to do ADG. It's really nice and easy. ADG right there, nice and quick. Bam, done. And we get all the badges and only the badges. These are going for about 19K. They dip down to 18.75 a lot, 18.2, but we see these will be back up around 19 shortly. So that's the rough price on them. So you can pick any of these up at like 15.5 or below and still flip them and make some coins off of that. And if we go look at the prices on here and we sort, what I would do is, what I've showed you guys before, just go ahead and bid on all of these. Just keep trolling through all of these all the way down until you reach your max out price. So I'd bid on these four, these four, these four, blah, 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 blah. And I'd probably stop there. But I bid on everything here and down. And then that's going to add quite a few items to my bids. So when you get done with all that and you head into my bids, you should have a bunch of badges, some player items, and this should just go on down. I had this thing filled up. There were so many rows in here. And then you can just sit here and bid on these for a while you watch some football or hang out or chill, watch some Twitch streams, whatever you're doing, YouTube videos, and get some snipes that way. So like I said, I made a lot of good snipes. I picked up some badges for 7.2. I got one for 300. Got another one for 10K, 15K, 14K, 15K. So doing all right on those. Like I said, you can flip those right now and make some coins. Putting coins in your pocket is always a good thing. The bundles are going to be out for a little while, so I don't see the prices going up a ton really quick. I do think these will be back up to 20K by next Monday, maybe next Tuesday. So if you want to hold on to a couple of these, that's what I'm actually doing with the badges. The Twitter question that I got today coming in from at LongLiveSimba8 is at Eber42, hey man, is it worth investing in most feared elite collectibles, and is it worth doing the legend sets and reselling? So this is a really good transition question. Look, if you guys can go in here and you can pick up all 5 of these badges and all the collectibles for Davis, there's 2 things I would say. Just because you can do the set and sell the guy and make a profit doesn't mean that's the right thing to do. You have to look at what the player's going for versus what all the items are going for. So for Davis, for instance, all 4 of his collectibles are going for 15K. He needs 5 badges. Let's just say the badges are going for 20K to make our math easy. So that's 100K in badges, and 60K in collectibles is 160K, but Davis himself is selling for 167. So in that case, if I had picked all that stuff up for cheap, yes, I would make the Davis and sell him. It's going to be easier to sell Davis. It's 1 sale. It's not, 9 sales. And also, you're going to net get more coins selling the player than selling the collectibles. So in those cases, yes, if the collectibles are selling for cheaper than the player, make the player sell them. And then don't forget, you do make 5,000 coins when you make the player too. So don't forget about those coins when you're looking at that analysis. Now, Porter, you can get almost 30K for all his collectibles, and he also needs 5 badges. So that's 220, and he's selling for 222. And you get 5K when you make him. So it's another one where it's pretty close. It depends if I had a lot of stuff on the auction house or not, is where I would say that. But if you can pick up a bunch for cheap and sell and just flip the collectibles, that's what I've been doing. Just mad flip those collectibles. Put your coins in your pocket. You see them sitting at like 1.4 mil. So that would be my recommendation on that. Now about the elite most feared collectible items. This is a more complicated question. The long story short, I'm going to say no, don't buy these, don't invest in them. We don't have a very good guarantee that these are going to go up. Again, if you can flip these, go for it. But if we do a quick sort this way, we're seeing 6K on these. Somebody bought that one for 5.9. So these are selling at 6K. And that's the important thing to note, guys. It doesn't matter what these are listed at. If you sit on the screen for a while and nothing sells, then they're not selling for this much. But this one sold at 5.9, so we know people are buying that at 5.9. I'm going to have a pro tip that I want to show you guys real quick here. So a lot of people are going in and sorting this way. Same thing for the golds. They're going in and sorting by gold. And we'll be able to see this tip more in the golds. So 2,000 is the cheapest these are, which to me means I should go post all of mine right now for 2K. But we notice none of these are selling. While we wait a moment to see if any of these sell at 2K, I'm going to check in with the Twitch chat real quick for the guys on YouTube. BPAC, that game looks crazy tonight. Nice. Simba got some legend badges for under 1K. That is awesome. Toaster Fawn is talking about some tips I'm going to be spitting in a couple of minutes here for you guys. Great idea, Toaster Fawn. Was one of the things I'm going to touch point on in a moment here. So we see none of these sold. I mean, I've been sitting here for quite a while. So none of these sold. Why aren't any of these selling? Well, if we actually go sort, let's look at footballs. Football. We see these are like 1.7. And you're like, whoa, why are they cheaper now? If we only sort by all of the gold collectibles, and we have all 4 of them, this is only going to show like the ones that are expiring the soonest. I've talked to you guys about that before, how you can sort in here by time remaining. And we can see that if I look for footballs, I get 5 hours worth of auctions. Where if I just look for gold collectibles, I only get 18 minutes worth. So you dig way deeper into the auction house if you actually sort for these by name. So we can sort by cleats, by now. You see this one's going for 5 hundo, that one's going for 12. I was gonna maybe snipe that, but so like these are really selling for around 1,500. All these collectibles are pretty cheap. You can go through and do that for the rest of them. So for the same thing, let's look at like tire training for the elite ones. Bam. I was like, what do you mean you can't find them? They're up there somewhere. So we're at 6K on these. I don't know. I'm happy selling those at 6K right now. The way they're coming down in price and everything. What else was there? Helmet? Was it like visor? Take a quick gander. There's sled face mask. That's what I was looking for. F-A. Bam. Face mask. 5.4, 5.6. So these have come up a little bit because these were down, you know, a little bit lower than this yesterday. So maybe they are on the rise a little bit. But what that has to do with is the gold players. All players, program, most feared. Quality gold. So these guys were sitting at like 20K for the longest time. And then they started coming out with these 4-hour solos. Right now, a lot of these guys are down at 16. And this is just looking at all of them. So if we dive a little deeper into this and we start looking at maybe, I don't know, right tackles. We look at Howard here and we can see, yeah, there's, you know, 11s, 12s, 13s. There's some really cheap ones on here. You know, we go look at cornerbacks. There's 2 of these guys. We can see that these are selling at, you know, 11, 12, 12, 12, 12, 14, 12. But if we go back to all again, sort by now. Not too long ago, I was just sitting in here for a couple minutes looking at these, and like all these top ones sold, all these ones sold. A lot of people were buying these. So if you're trying to buy gold players to do the sets, don't sort by all players gold, most feared. See, like why, you know, people are, maybe these are the cheapest ones of these, but we just saw a ton of gold cards for like 11K, and people are spending 16 or 15. And I'm assuming they're putting these into the sets, because I think that's the big draw on the demand for these right now. So a lot of people are probably wondering, like, this is way different than last year, you know. Hey, I won an auction. Sweet. This year is a lot different. I talked to you guys a lot about supply and demand and how supply and demand drives the market, sets the prices. You know, we've talked about inflation of coins, like having the supply of coins go way up and how all the prices would go up if that happened. We talked about that a little bit when the warehouse sets came up, and then you know, just things like how some of the players were cheap early on because or more expensive. Cheap early on because coins were low, but then they get more expensive as coins go up and the demand goes up because people have coins to spend on them. So, but if we go look at these, you know, you can put 10 gold dudes and then all the elite and all the gold collectibles and make, this is the wrong set. This is silvers and then elite and gold collectibles to make a gold player. So when the gold players were going for like 20K, these were almost worth doing at one point in time. And I was thinking about that before I left, but this is the one I was looking for here. So we put 10 gold guys in here. You put the 5 elite collectibles and 5 gold collectibles in here, and we get an elite dude. Now, if these are 10K, you know, it's 100K right there in players. These, let's say we could get them for 1,000, so we're looking at 105. These, let's say they were 5K, that's 25. So we're looking at like 130 to complete the set right now. I mean, if you hit a Brandon Marshall, yeah, you're golden, but a lot of these guys are already going for like 40K. The elites have come down quite a bit. So I wouldn't be doing any of these sets right now. I'd still be selling my gold players. I believe the gold players are going to come up tomorrow in price a little bit. But the real driving thing is that people are putting all those players into those sets to make better players. And then you take your elites and you put them into the set for the Dawkins. So the supply of all of the most feared players is constantly going down. Yes, people are opening packs. Yes, people are doing solos, all this stuff. But as long as there's a player sync like that right now to go into those sets, it's going to keep the prices higher on those players. So we've had 2 of these limited edition solos. If you guys are watching and you haven't played this yet, go play these right now. Big shout out to all the guys in the chat hanging out. Got all these viewers. It's really awesome. Tiger, I'll hit you up with an answer to that in a minute here. Tadpole, no Madden mobile coins. Sorry, man. Toaster Fun, yeah. So that's what I was talking about. This is what you were talking about. These solos come out. It's a 4-hour solo, and you're guaranteed a gold or better player. They did one for, oh, I forgot who for Beast Mode. And then they did another one for Gronk. And these are just moments. So both of them have been defensive so far. You've had to stop. The first one was actually harder than the second one. The second one, you could actually let them score and then just go kick a field goal. And there were some issues with this, so this will be out for another 40 minutes if you're watching me live right now. But because a lot of people are able to do this and get gold players, that supply of the gold players spikes up really big. And we saw this last time when this set came out. You know, I went into the auction house and showed you guys, we saw a lot of those gold players at like 11K the last time these were out. People are hopping on farm accounts. You saw me, if you were here early on in the stream, doing my trades, getting my guys from my farm accounts. I'm not selling my gold most feared players right now. I'm going to wait until tomorrow night to sell them. So this is going to go away in 40 minutes, and then I'm going to give the market about 24 hours to readjust to having this be gone. And then, you know, we might get another one of these, but this is just collectibles. We are going to get 2 more of those limited edition solos, though. So I think that limited edition solo is a great time for you guys to make some coins. If you go to the marketplace right now and you can pick any of these players up for less than 10K, I guarantee you're going to be able to make some coins on those guys. Just missed that one. You know, but there's a lot of these, there's a lot of bids, there's a lot of bids expiring. There's so many going on that people can't keep up with all of them. So it's a good time to get in here and try to get some bids in. Go look for some snipes. When you're looking for those snipes, make sure you're sorting the way I was showing you guys before. Don't sort by all players. Dive down into these guys. You know, sort by quarterback. Look at VIX. See what their buy nows are. 16, right? Because you're going to see a lot more cards when you're sorting this way for the snipes. If you're just sorting by golds, you're going to miss the snipes because someone else is going to see an auction that lasts for 50 minutes while you're only seeing, you know, the next 20 minutes of auctions. So those snipes are going to be gone before you even get a chance to see them unless you start sorting down this way. So last time we could have bought all these guys at 11K. They jumped back up to 18K pretty quick. I held on to all my guys and sold them yesterday for 18K. I'm not sure that they're going to jump all the way back up to 18K. There's a lot of guys out here right now. You know, unless people do a ton of those sets. But what I would say right now is that because the player prices came down, more people are trying to do the sets, so there's going to be an increased demand on the collectibles. So the collectible prices are probably starting to come up a little bit right now, and I would dump all your collectibles right now. That's probably what I'm going to do when I get done streaming, is just go list all of my collectibles. Again, you can go flip anything in here as long as you're watching stuff and you're seeing what it's selling for. You can go buy stuff for cheaper and get rid of it. I'm focusing on the Legends items and the Legends badges a lot this week. Those gold most feared players, there's a lot of potential to make coins in those as well, especially if you're doing it around these solos. Pick them up cheaper when the solos are out, wait for 12 or 24 hours and sell them for more expensive after you go in. It's kind of like a little mini investment. I wouldn't be investing in any of these things long term. I know a lot of people are trying to hold on to them and sell them for more coins on the weekend when they're enraged. I know that worked last year, and I have a sneaking suspicion it's going to work again this year, but there's no guarantee that that's going to work for sure. So I'm putting coins in my pocket right now. You guys can see I think I went up like 100K, 150K in coins since Friday. I don't know, I was at 1.3 or something, but I'm also sitting on like 6 of these legend badges, so it's like another 150K if I wanted it. So for the guys on YouTube, I'm going to go ahead and end the coin making video for you guys. For the guys on Twitch, stick around. I'm going to get into the chat. We're going to cover a couple more things. We'll sit around and BS for a little bit, answer some of your questions. Guys on YouTube, you're missing out on all that. If you got any questions, hit me up on Twitter, Ebert_42. Come check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/Ebert42. If you are watching me live in Twitch right now, go check out my YouTube page. Slap the link for you in the chat. Again, to the YouTube guys, big heart. Thanks for stopping by, and we will catch you guys next time. To the guys in the chat,